25 years ago, the Healing Place began with one man's mission to create a haven of hope and healing for those suffering from addiction. From those first small steps, the Healing Place continues to stride forward, touching and transforming thousands of lives.
Father Morgan started the mission house in 1970 because he was having men sleeping on his doorstep every morning because they couldn't get into another shelter. Father Morgan continued to operate that shelter from 1970 to 1980 until there was a fire in the facility at 16th and Market, and he moved to 10th and Market. Dr. Ward got involved in 1980 to come down and provide health care every Thursday for the men at the mission house. 1989, the doctors incorporated to form the Medical Society Outreach Program because they decided that they could use the collaborative efforts of their society to attract other societies to come together to brainstorm ideas on how to break the cycle of homelessness.
Shortly after 1989, a year or two, when we were still in the organizational stage, why the Medical Society hired a consultant to take the group then leading the Medical Society on a retreat. I talked to them, and Father Morgan and I met them here, and the consultant thought the idea of doctors working with homeless populations was sort of akin to sliced bread. At any rate, Dr. Ken Peters, who was the incoming president, became extremely interested and pushed the idea, so that gave us another big push along the way.
A great pleasure for me was my first official act as president of the Medical Society in May of '89, was to sign the document that had been prepared, taking over the ownership and responsibility of Father Morgan Mission House. We got help from the social work at Kent School of Social Work. We had help from pharmaceutical representatives to help raise funds. We had help from the medical school, and one of the members of the Department of Psychiatry agreed to come on board. I think it's very important to know that we did not do this all by ourselves.
I ran into Dr. Will Ward one day in the doctor's lounge at Norton Hospital, and at the time I was single, and I thought, well, I ought to be doing something with my spare time. So I volunteered, and I didn't actually even know exactly what I was volunteering for, but I ended up helping get the clinic going first for the women's shelter and later for the men's shelter.
I remember when we first took over, the Medical Society did, we had several fundraisers, and there were some very generous doctors who gave more than their time. They gave of their means. It's been a wonderful 25 years, and it's hard to realize that so much time has passed.
And so that's how the doctors got involved and have remained involved to this day, providing support through the free clinic, through helping in fundraising, and continuing to publicize the Healing Place in all of their activities as they reach out to the greater community.
When I see what has occurred in the Healing Place as it exists today, I'm certainly very proud. I feel honored to have participated with so many people who have donated so much over the years, and see an organization having grown from an idea to be helping so many people, not only locally but nationally. Lots of feelings of pride and gratitude.
The Healing Place staff works tirelessly to restore clients to sober, productive lives. When you hear the success stories of those who have been through the program, you begin to understand the power of this united effort.
The Healing Place provided me, first of all, with the time to settle down and learn about the disease, to learn about myself, to learn about some of the reasons why that I drank. But it also, besides the time, it gave me a safe place. Also taught me a little bit of structure and how to balance things like work and recovery.
After he got out of the Healing Place, we started routine visitations, and I got to see him a lot more regularly. And It was just awesome to see my dad, honestly. Like, I wasn't really used to it, but over the time I was really happy that he went through the program. And
the Healing Place offers a chance for recovery, and I think the biggest service that the Healing Place provides is rebuilding citizens. As I mentioned, I was homeless when I first got here. Today, I'm an employee, I'm an employer, I'm a father, I'm a son, and I'm a church member, and I'm part of life.
No matter how far down the scale that you drop, you know, that rock bottom, you know, there's always, you know, you have to believe that there's a solution, you know, and hearing the messages and sharing my story and continue to come back, there's always hope. You know, the Healing Place motto is where hope was found, and I know that, you know, out there, you know, what we call the madness, you know, I had lost hope. You know, I had pushed that, what they call exit button, I had lost hope. But if you keep, you know, if you keep that hope alive, you know, and there is a solution. I try to turn my mess into a message, you know, and that's what we do. Keep sharing. You know, when we share, we take the power out of it. Our disease keeps us sick, and they've always told us that secrets keep you sick. And today I try to be as transparent and open and honest as I can. You know, and through that process, somebody will hear my story, and it helps them.
The Healing Place helps overcome addiction in many ways. For me, it was being able to accept myself for who I am and coming in, and the guys that were here had been where I'd been, and I could look up to people that have overcome those obstacles, and that's kind of how I fell in line, is seeing other people do it first and foremost. And if you sit still long enough, the light will come on, and as I sat still, I made a connection with God, and made a connection with people, made a connection with my family, and the blessings just came on. And when I was through this process, my family wasn't in my life, and none of my friends were in my life, and those are all due to problems of my own making. But one day it dawned on me, all I got is myself and God. And I can get through anything now.
Well, I'm so proud of him, and I love him, and I respect him as a person. I respect him even more now, what he's been through and he's overcome. And I don't harbor any resentment towards him from the past. All that's forgotten. I'm so proud of what he's turned out to be today.
Oh, love you, Mama.
Today, the Healing Place is a nationally recognized recovery program serving 4,000 clients per year. That's 4,000 lives that have been empowered, restored, and filled with the spirit of hope.
I think the thing that makes the Healing Place significant in terms of the results of our recovery program is achieved by the spirit that exists here. If you took any one of our components and stood it up alone, it wouldn't be particularly different than other people's components. But when you put them together with the spirit of hope and success and empowerment that exists here, I think that's what makes a difference. We give people, firstly, the gift of time, so they can stay here at no cost to them for as long as they need to. And while they're here, they're empowered to explore the world and to make mistakes and to learn from those mistakes. And that gives us a different spirit and a different sense of who you are in the world as a recovering person. I think that makes a difference.
To think that a group of guys did this is kind of amazing, and I still think it's probably the best program in the United States, maybe the whole world, because people have visited from outside and realized The Healing Place's recovery rate is phenomenal.
But it's not just the Healing Place clients who gain from this life-changing transformation. When they give back to their families, friends, and community, everyone benefits.
I think the Healing Place provides an incredibly valuable role to this community, way more than people realize, because you are providing hope back to folks that really do not have a support system anymore. And you're providing that from the very ground level, from the time where they're hurting the most, don't have relationships left, and are probably on their way to jail or worse.
Corrections is a very, very expensive component of our criminal justice system. It costs the taxpayers of Louisville about $28,000 a year to operate just one corrections bed. So if individuals that come through the Healing Place, that come through detox, or that come through treatment, if they don't come back to corrections, well, not only can they become productive citizens, tax-paying citizens, but they also don't become a drain on the jail system and the capacity. We're always overcrowded. We always have more individuals in jail than what we have beds for. If we can keep individuals out of jail, it's a win-win situation.
The Healing Place to me represents the ultimate commitment to compassion in the community. Recovery is a really tough business, and I so admire the people that are involved with it because their dedication to humanity and the potential that is inside of everybody. They want to bring that and pull it out. And you know, some people are ready for recovery and others are not, so everybody has a different journey that they go on. So compassion, dedication. When I think of Jay, I think of commitment, total commitment to the cause, partnership with the community as well. These are folks that want to spread the good work that they're doing. We have adopted the Healing Place method and put it in our jail here in our city, starting with the women and then with the men, and it's been a more effective, lower cost way to get people through the recovery process. So I couldn't be more impressed and proud to have Healing Place in our city.
For 25 years, the Healing Place has been changing the face of addiction. To everyone who's made this miracle on market possible, we say thank you.
With sincere gratitude, we want to thank all of you in the community for all the support that you've given us over the years. It's really been fantastic. The Healing Place is a miracle in progress. It continues to have miracles happen every day, and it will continue as we look forward to expanding the men's program, replicating the program in other communities, and just providing the opportunity for recovery for men and women across the country to finally get hope.